So now we have the modal looking pretty good, but we need a way to be able to show and hide the modal. And to be honest, it should probably not show by default when we first load the page. So let me first of all create another property in our data, and this is inside app.view, and that is going to be called show modal. And to begin with, I'm going to set this equal to false. Now we're going to use this data property to dynamically output this modal. So if it's false, we don't show it. If it's true, we do show it, and we're going to do that by using viv. So let me wrap this inside another div. I'm going to cut it here and say div, and inside that we'll place the modal again. And this time we'll say viv and set it equal to this property right here. So now only when that is true will this modal show, and we can see over here it doesn't show by default. So what I'll do is add a button below this show modal, like so, and inside here we'll just say open modal, and I'm going to attach a click event to that and set it equal to a function which I'll call toggle modal. Now we need to create that function down here, so I'll do it after the data. So methods, and inside methods we need toggle modal. And then inside toggle modal, I want to just basically reverse whatever this is. So if it's false, make it true. If it's true, make it false. So I'm going to say this dot show modal is equal to exclamation mark, which means reverse it, this dot show modal. And that's all we need to do. Now it's reversing the current value. So if we click it to begin with, because it's false, it's then going to turn it to true. And then because it's true, we will show the modal. So if I save this and preview, if we open the modal, then we can see it right here. Now, just one thing I quickly want to do, because if we refresh this, we can see the button over here. I'll just add a BR tag, or in fact, I'll add a P tag and just say welcome. And then this is going to mean that the button will go back to button will go on to the next line. And we can see that now. So still works. Okay, so now we need a way to close the modal as well. And I'd like to close the modal when we click on this backdrop. Now this backdrop is inside the modal component over here. So how do we then fire the function inside here to toggle whether the modal shows? Because we don't have access to this method inside this component. Well, first of all, let's attach a click event to the backdrop, because that's what we want to click to close the modal. So I'll say @click and set it equal to some function. I'm going to call this close modal. Now we need to make that function inside this component. So let's do that over here. We'll do a methods prop, and then inside here we'll say close modal. And inside that, we need a way now to let the app.view file know that we want to close the modal so that we can run this function. So how do we do this? Well, we can use what's known as a custom event. So a custom event can be fired from a component, and then it can be listened to from the parent component. So like we have events like click events, we could create a custom event on the modal which we listen to. So first of all, we need a way to emit that event, and we do that by saying this to reference the component, and then $$ emit, and this is how we emit an event. And this is a function, and the argument inside this function is going to be the name of the event we want to emit, and this can be anything. It's a custom event, so it's up to you. I'm going to call it close because we're emitting a close event. We've clicked on the backdrop and we're firing this function, and when that happens, we want this modal component to be flashing the close event, right? So we know inside this component we want to close it. So when that happens, when we click it, it's going to emit this event from the component, and then from the parent we can listen to that just like we would any other event. So just like we'd say @click to listen to a click event on an element, we could say and then our custom event, which is called close, and set it equal to something. So now we're listening for this close event which we emit right here, and when this is emitted, when this happens, whatever function we reference right here will fire, because we're going to react to that close event. Hope that makes sense. So right here, we want to fire this toggle modal function because we just want to reverse this value again to hide it. So I'm going to say toggle modal like so, save it, and come over here. And to begin with, it's not showing. We can open it and we can close it. We can open it again and close it. Now there is one small problem. If I open it and click on the modal itself, not directly the backdrop, it closes it, and I don't want that to happen. So we'll combat that next using event modifiers.